This conference will now be recorded.
Today, let us start off with one more new topic, that is arrays. Now, let us understand the need of doing with arrays. When you declare a variable like int n, how many values we can store in this n variable? How many values we can store?
Like as many as we can.
How?
Well,
Number of values. So it is going to allocate one memory for
yeah,
your n variable, and how many
like
values we can store?
like how many numbers that we're gonna assign? Like if you're gonna assign like
No,
4, it's
how
gonna
many
show.
how many values? I can store something like 10. So how many values are there here? Only one value, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, if I say 10, 20,
Oh yeah.
30, 40, 50 means multiple values. This is
Yeah.
multiple values. Here it is only one value.
Single value.
So it's
Yeah.
going to allocate only one memory for this n, and we can store only one value, not the range of the value here. Only
Okay. Okay.
one
Okay. I got
value I can able to store because it can allocate only one memory space. Now, if our requirement is to go with 10 values, then I can declare 10 variables. If our requirement is to go with 1000 values, can we declare 1000 variables? No. Our time goes only for typing the variables, and managing 1000 variables is very complex. That is the place where we make use of the concept like arrays. So how to define an array is like, an array is a collection of elements of similar data type. What are the elements we are collecting? Should be of same type. Means if I say integer means I can collect only integers. If I say string means only string. If I say double means only double. That's the meaning called as similar data type, and stored in continuous memory locations. What is this continuous memory locations? I'll be elaborating in the diagram. Okay. How to declare this declaration? The way to declare this arrays is like, the syntax is, we go with the data type, then square brackets, and array name like variable name. So whenever we see this square bracket, that indicates they are arrays. Or we can even say data type, array name, square bracket after array name, or data type, square bracket before array name. So the square bracket can be anywhere, after data type, after array name, or before array name. If we use square bracket before data type, then this will go with what? Error. So we cannot use square bracket before data type. Now, like example, you can say int array n string names double salaries. If you write the code like this, int n of 5, when you write int n of 5, what will happen? So people say that it's going to store 5 values maximum. So in this array n, we can store 5 values, but that is not the case in the case of Java. So in the case of Java, when you write the code like this, providing size while declaration, this will go with error in Java. So this is valid in C and C++, but in Java it's an error. The reason behind that is, since in Java arrays are reference data type. In Java, arrays comes under what data type? Reference data type, right? And I've given one note in basics. What is that note? Memory allocation for reference data type. Memory allocation for reference data type is done during runtime using new operator. So whenever you want to allocate memory for reference data types like arrays, we have to do during runtime using which operator? New operator. Then how to allocate memory now? Memory allocation For arrays, how to allocate? You can say n equal to. If already declared, we can say n equal to. If not declared, we can even declare here also. Int array n equal to. We have to use the keyword new, then mention the data type which you want to collect, and within square brackets, we have to provide the size. So this is the way to allocate memory for arrays in Java using new operator. Let me elaborate on this using a diagram. When you are declaring array, int array n equal to new int of 5. In this 5 is size. 5 we call size. So when we give size as 5, it's going to allocate memory where we can store maximum 5 values. In this array, we can store maximum 5 values. These all elements are connected to array n. Let us suppose the address of first element. Let us suppose the address of first element is some 100. Then, so what do you think the address of the next element will be? What do you think the address of the next element will be? Since array is of type integer, what is the size of integer? Do you remember? In basics, I have given the table. What is size of integer in Java? Right, it's 4 bytes, right? It is 4 bytes. So for each element, it is going to occupy 4 bytes here. So next address will be 104, 108, 112, and 116. This is the meaning of continuous memory locations. Since array is of type integer, each element occupies 4 bytes. So we will be having 4 bytes difference. If array is of type short, 2 byte difference. If array is of type double, 8 byte difference. Right, depends on the data type, it's going to allocate memory. That is the meaning of continuous memory locations. Now, these array elements are accessed using indexes. Index concept is important. If you understand index, arrays concept is completed. The index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Array elements are accessed using indexes. Means if you write the code n of 0, 0 means n of 0 index the value 10. So what will happen? 10 will come and store into this n of 0 index. For writing n of 1 equal to 20, then 20 will come and store into n of 1 index. Similar way, if you are writing n of 2 equal to 30, n of 3 equal to 40, n of 4 equal to 50. This 30, 40, 50 will come and store over here. In this one, this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, we call them as elements or values. This 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call them as indexes. And this 100, 104, we are just assuming the address is starting at 100. These are your addresses. So what are the important points here? The array elements are accessed using indexes and starts from 0. The index starts from 0. Here we are having one more concept, that is array initialization. What is initialization? When you declare a variable like int n and when you are providing the value while declaration, this we call initialization. Giving the value while declaration we call initialization. The first value what we store in the variable is initialization. Then how to initialize arrays is, so if you take this n as an array, then how to initialize the array is, the elements should be enclosed between curly braces and the elements are separated by comma. So what we have to do? We have to take the element separated by comma, enclose it in between curly braces. This is the way to initialize your arrays. One more concept, length member. Length. Now, the use of length member is, it is used to give the size of the array. Like example, in system.out.println, if you write length equal to n.length. In our example, what is the output we get here? Length equal to 5. What is this n.length is going to take? This n.length takes the value what we have given while allocating memory for your array. So when you want to know the size of the array, we use this n.length member. Clear this concept up to here? Any questions?
No.
Any questions, anyone? No. Let us write the example programs on this. Write a program to create an integer array of given size. Means we are going to accept the size during runtime. Based on the size given by user, we are going to allocate memory for array of given size and display the elements of the array. Just creating and displaying the elements. Let us go with the program array create. Open Eclipse. Right click on project and in new class. Array create. Main method. Import java.util.scanner to accept the user input. In main method, create object of scanner. First step, accept the array size, go with the message, enter array size. We'll say int size equal to s.nextInt. After accepting size, allocate memory for array. How to allocate memory? You can say int array n equal to new int of size. If you give size as 5, then it's going to allocate memory for 5 elements. If you give size as 10, it's going to allocate memory for 10 elements. Now go with the message, enter size values. If you give size as 5, how the message will be? Enter 5 values. If you give size as 8, how the message will be? Enter 8 values. Then how to access array elements using indexes. And the index starts with what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a sequence. It is what? Sequence. Then how to manage the sequences? How to manage sequences using
index. We can
indexes, right?
iterate index to
Yeah, index.
yeah.
So which loop is suggested? Which loop is suggested for sequences? While loop or do while loop or for loop?
For loop should be better than why
Right,
actually all other loop.
right. Very good, very good. So we have to use for sequences. It is always suggested to go with for loop. So you can say for int I equal to 0. Why 0? Because index starts at 0. Then I less than n dot length. What n dot length will give? The size of your array. Then n I plus plus. Now write n of I equal to s dot next n. That's it. So this is the piece of code we write to store the values into the array. Now let me elaborate this for loop. So here we have written for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length I plus plus. And we write here n of I equal to s dot next n. Based on this diagram, the value of n dot length is what here? 5. The value of n dot length is what here? 5. Now, initially I is what? 0. 0 less than 5, the condition true. Then comes to the statement n of I. N of I means n of 0. N of 0 equal to s dot next int. The first value what we enter, that will come and store into n of 0 location. Now the control goes to I plus plus. I will become no 1. 1 less than 5 s. Again comes to the statement n of I equal to s dot next int. The second value what we accept, that will come and store into n of 1 location. Then again control comes to I plus plus. I will become now 2. 2 less than 5 s. Again comes to the statement n of I equal to s dot next int means n of 2. Like that, n of 3, n of 4. After 4, I plus plus 5 comes to condition 5 less than 5. Condition is false, then comes out of loop. So this is the piece of code what we write to store the values into what? Array here. Now, once we store the values into the array, what I want to do in this code? Just I want to display the array elements. Now, go with the message, given array elements, take same for loop. To store the values into array for loop only, to get the values from array also for loop only. So for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus will display the value of n of 5. So this is to store the values into array. This is to take the values from the array and display it on screen. So when we run, it will ask for size. If I go with size as 5, enter any 5 values. You can go with any 5 values. What are the elements we have entered? It's going to display the elements back to us. A simple code to store the values into array and get the values from array. Clear this code, all of you? Any questions? No. Whatever the for loop we have used here to display the array elements, this for loop we call it as traditional for loop. Traditional means old for loop. Then in Java, we are having one more for loop called as enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop, even people call for each loop, added in Java 5 version. From which version we can use? Java 5 version. Now, how to use this enhanced for loop is same keyword for, let me go with the message, given array elements using for each. Now, how to use same keyword for then. What is the data type of your array here? Integer. So here we should write integer. If array is of type string, then we should write here string. If array is of type double, then we should write here double. So based on the data type of your array, we have to write it. If array is of type double, then we should write here double. Right? If array is of type integer, then we have to write here integer. So based on the data type of array, we have to mention the data type here. Then space, some variable name, colon, array name. That's it. No need to check for the length of the array. No need to increment the index. Very small syntax. Just a data type of array, some variable name, colon, array name. What it is going to do? It's going to pull out one element from array n and stores into x variable just to print the value of x here. That's it. So this will take care of printing array elements. So if I want to store values into array, then this is not possible. Only we have to use traditional for loop only. Only the array is ready with values. Only to get the values from array, we use this enhanced for loop. Now see when we run, let us go with the size as 6. We can enter any 6 elements. It's going to display 2 times. One is with a traditional for loop and one more is with enhanced for loop. Clear this code, all of you? Any questions?
I got it out. Both works in the same manner, but the
Yes.
syntax is different, right?
Right. The
Okay.
syntax is different. This is
Then
very
why
small syntax, and we use this one
most
only
people
more.
use?
We use this type of for loop only more in our applications.
You mean the enhanced for loop
Yes,
or the
we use
traditional?
this one enhanced for loop. This one enhanced for loop. This one enhanced for loop. We use more to take the values from your array, or in future we discuss collections. To take the values from your collection also, we use more of enhanced for loop only, because it's very small syntax to get the elements.
Okay.
Got it clear?
Yeah, I got that, but how's the values are being getting into that? Like,
Because it's already, the array is already created, right? So the array
yeah,
is already created with your values,
okay,
with the values. What are the values you are having? Then it is going to pull out one value and stores into which variable? X variable.
X,
This is your array n. It's going
okay,
to take one value, first value, and stores into n. I'm printing. Again, it automatically iterates. That's the main thing. That's the main thing of enhanced for loop, because n is an array. So until all the
yeah,
elements gets completed, it's going to iterate. Then it is going to take second value and stores into x, and again it's printing. Then takes third value and stores into x, again it's printing. Like that it continues until all the elements gets completed. So internally it is going to take the length of your array, and internally it's going to increment your index. That is taken care by your enhanced for loop. Programmer need not worry about that. That is the beauty of enhanced for loop. Got it?
okay. In traditional
Okay,
method,
it's a
just we
syntax.
declare the I plus plus instead of using the whole code, we'll just use the enhanced method, right?
Right. Instead of checking
Okay.
length, instead of incrementing index every time, this will take care of incrementing the index internally until it reaches end of the array, until all the elements gets completed. That is taken care by your enhancer for loop here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the job I'm doing here? This job checking for length and incrementing index. Here programmer is taking care, but here your Java is taking care. Your enhanced for loop is taking care of length and incrementing index. That's a simple thing.
It's basically more like Python code. It's also like the same. It
Right,
follows the
right,
same.
right, right.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Now, let us go with one more example. Write a program to find the sum of given array elements. Array sum. What is the task here? Sum of given array elements means we should add these values. We should add these values. So like 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50, which goes with what? 150. So in this example, the sum of these elements are 150. So what is the logic of sum? I said take a variable sum equal to 0. Take a variable sum equal to 0. What are the value we are accepting into array? That is in our example n of 5. take that n of I, add it to sum, put the result back again into sum. Hope you remember this logic. What is the logic of sum program? Take a variable sum equal to 0, and whatever the value we are having in hand, take that value, in our example n of I, add it to sum, put the result back again into sum. This is the logic of sum programs. Let us write this code. Right click on project and say new class, array sum with main method. Import java.util.scanner, create object of scanner class, connect to keyboard, then allocate memory for array. I'm directly going with the size as 5. Now go with the message and take one variable sum equal to 0. Now go with the message, enter 5 values. We'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, then I plus plus. Now say n of I equal to s dot next int. So we are storing the value into array. Now whatever the value we are accepting into array element, take that array element, add it to sum, put the result back again into sum. Now once the for loop is completed, display the value of sum here. That's it. In this program, can you see any errors? In this program, can you see any errors?
No, but there's a warning over there.
Not warning, red color line it is. Line number 10 is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, red color line means warning or error.
Like I'm
Red
not
color
familiar
lines
with
are
this.
errors. Yeah, red
Error.
color lines are errors. Red color lines are what?
Yeah.
Errors. So orange color are what? Warnings.
In the
Okay.
10th line, I'm seeing like a symbol. Is that a warning symbol or a error symbol?
Error. It's an error symbol. Cross mark. If you say cross mark, error. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was a warning symbol.
No, it's an error. It will come an
Okay.
error. Now, why we are getting error? Under I variable, you can see red color line. Under I variable,
Yeah.
you can see the red color line. So why we are getting error here?
It's not declared.
It is not declared because how many statements are there in for loop? In this base run the code what we have written, how many statements are there in for loop?
Hmm. I could 5.
If you are not using curly brace, when we are not using curly brace, how many statements will it consider?
Only one, the first one.
Very good. Only one statement. So only this is our for loop. Clear with this point, all of you? Right? Only this is your for loop. Only this will become your for loop because we did not use curly brace. And we have declared I variable where inside for loop. How to know the declaration? When you see data type and variable name, that we call declaration. So we have declared I variable where inside for loop. And when I'm trying to use I variable outside of for loop, because this line does not belong to for loop, so we have declared we are using this I variable outside of for loop. Since this I variable is not declared, we are getting error. Clear why we are getting error, all of you?
Yeah.
Right? Now let me declare I variable outside now. I'm declaring I variable inside main method. Now you need not declare once again. Now see there is no error now, because I can use this I variable inside for loop and even outside also. Now, let me run this piece of code. So it's asking for 5 values. I'm entering 5 values like 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Then what do you think the output of this program now?
Sorry, could you please repeat it again?
I have once I run the program, I have given these 5 values. Then what do you
Okay.
think the output of this program now? What is the output of this code now?
Like some of the 5 values?
No. Same thing you can consider. How many statements are there in for loop? Same, one statement only.
One.
Only this is your for loop. This
Okay, yeah.
line does not belong to for loop. So this
Yeah,
line will get executed only when the for loop is completed. Only when the for loop is completed. So when the for loop is completed, when this condition becomes false. Agree? Right? Then when the condition becomes false, when a value becomes
more than that given value.
more than, yeah, this n dot length, right? What is n dot length here? 5. N dot length is 5. So 5 less than 5, false. 5 less than 5, false, comes out. And what is the value of I here? 5. So what is n of 5? See the diagram. What is n of 5? Do you have any index 5 here?
Um, I mean index 5?
Do you have any index 5? No,
No.
right?
No.
Because the index is from 0 to 4 only. Because size is
Yes.
5. So the index is 0 to 4 only. But what is the value of I after the for loop? The value of I will be what here? 5.
5.
Because when this condition becomes false, when the condition becomes false, 5 less than 5. 5 less than 5 means when I value is 5, when I value is 5 comes out, the value of I is what here? 5. And what is n of 5 value? See the diagram? N of 5 value, there is no index 5 here. So what is going to happen in Java? If you are trying to access an array element out of index, it goes with an exception, array index out of bound exception. In Java, it won't allow you to access an array element out of index. So more about exception, everything I'll discuss later. For now, one point you remember, in Java, we cannot access an array out of index. If you are trying to access, it goes with a runtime error. Runtime error means exception.
Yeah.
Clear this point? More
Yeah.
about this, I'll discuss once again. Now, the solution for this program is very simple. Declare a variable. Simply we have to use what? Since this is also a part of for loop, how to make a part of for loop? Using curly braces. Using curly brace. So once we accept the value into n of I, immediately we are adding it to sum. And once the loop is completed, we are printing the value of sum here. See now when we run, we go with 5 values. It's going to print sum as 150. Right? Curly braces are important over here. So what is the point? In Java, if we try to access an array element which is out of index, then it will throw an exception. The meaning of exception is runtime error. When we run the program, at that time if you are getting errors, we call them as runtime errors or even exceptions. So more about this we'll discuss when we come to the topic exception handling. One more example. Write a program to search an array element from the given array. Write a program to search an element from the given array. Array search dot. Now let me elaborate what is the task here. Now if you take an array, if you take an array with values with let me take 5 elements. These elements are connected to array n. Now, let us take the indexes like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us take the array elements like 5, 8, 6, 4, and 7. In this array, do you have an element 6 here? In this array, do you have an element 6? Yes, right? Then we have to go with the message font. We have to say what message font, because 6 is present in the array. In this array, do you have an element 9? Do you have an element 9? No. So we have to go with the message not found. So this just checking whether you are having an element in the array or not. That concept only we call search here. Search operation. Now, the logic for this program is the element whichever you want to search, we store it into a variable key equal to 6. Now I should check whether this key is present in the array or not. So before we check, we initially consider the element is not present in the array. The element is not present in array. So how to consider? We take one boolean variable is found as false initially. False indicates the element is not present in the array. Now you compare this key value with each and every element of array. How to compare? We go with for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length I plus plus. Then start comparing. If key equal to n of I equal to n of I. In this example, what is the value of key? 6. Now, starts here. I equal to 0, 0 less than 5, yes, because n dot length is 5 here. Now comes to if condition. 6 equal to n of 0, 6 equal to n of 0, no. Again control goes to I plus plus, I will become now 1, 1 less than 5, yes, comes to if condition. 6 equal to n of 1, no. Again I plus plus 2, 2 less than 5, yes, comes to if condition. 6 equal to n of 2, now it is yes. Now the condition is true, means this key is present in the array. If key is present in the array, immediately you make this is found as true. You make is found as what here? Once the element is found, once the element is present in array, do I need to compare with the remaining elements like 4, 7 like that, 3, 4 indexes? Not required. Then how to come out of loop? Which keyword is used to come out of loop?
Break.
Very good. We use what keyword to come out of loop? Break. Now, once we come out of loop, check here. If the value of A is found is true, the value of A is found has become true. That means the element is present in array. Then go with the message found. If you take the element as 9, is found is initially false, comes here. I equal to 0, 0 less than 5, yes, comes to if condition. 9 equal to n of 0, no. Again I plus plus. So 9 equal to n of 0, no. Again I plus plus 1. 1 less than 5, yes. 9 equal to n of 1, no. N of 2, no. N of 3, no. N of 4, no. After 4, I plus plus 5. 5 less than 5, condition false comes out. Then what's the value of is found? It's remaining as it is false. So the condition is false here. Then we'll say else not found. We'll go with the message not found. Right? So if the element is present in array, we'll make is found as true. If the element is not present in array, is found will remain as it is false. Clear this logic, all of you? Any questions? Now let us write the complete code. array search, import scanner, create object of scanner, allocate memory for array, int array n equal to new int of 5. Now store the values into array, go with the message, enter 5 values. We'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. And n of I equal to s dot next. We have stored the values into array. Now ask for the element which you want to search. Go with the message, enter value to search. We'll say int key equal to s dot next. Now you compare this key value with each and every element of array. Take a for loop, int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. Now start comparing. Before that, take one boolean variable is found as false. Start comparing. If key equal to n of I, that means if the key what you are accepting, if it is present in array, immediately will make is found as true, indicating that the element is present in array. Then come out of loop using break. Once you come out of loop, check here. If the value of is found has become true, the value of is found has become true. You need not compare like this also. Just say is found. Even if you write is found, that's fine. So when you say if is found is true, it will replace true. If true, we'll go with the message found. We'll go with the message found. Else means if the element is not present in array, is found will be remaining false. If is found means false. If false, comes to else part and will display the message not found. Right? Clear this code, all of you? Now let us write this code using methods. So inside
I
this
got,
class, yeah, yes
excuse,
please.
like instead of is found equal to true, what are the other things we can write over
Only
there?
because Boolean variable can take only two values, true or false only. That's it. Only two values. We cannot store any other value.
Okay, like can you explain in any other way instead of using boolean values? Can we write this code in any other way?
We can say like an integer is found 1. 1 means true, 0 means false. So here we take integer variable, something like some x. You can say 0 indicates false, means present not present. If it is present, it will make x as 1 here. Will make x as 1. So this will become true. 1 indicates true, 0 indicates false. It's our own way. But this type of coding is not suggested because in Java we are in Boolean type. Boolean means what? Yes, no. So whether it is present or not present. Yes, no. Yes, no concept we think in the terms of Boolean. Okay.
Okay, like these are the only two ways, or we can use any other ways instead of these.
Any other ways means
Like,
any other way to check whether the element is present or
yeah,
not.
yeah.
In Java we are having defined class called as arrays and it goes with a method search. So this search method,
Okay,
if you pass the array and key, then this method will return true if the element is present, else false.
okay,
Okay. So we are having predefined method, search method. So instead of
okay,
writing this complete logic, I can even use this method also.
okay, done. Yeah.
Okay. So we are trying to understand about arrays and the logics part here. Logics,
Okay, okay.
how to
Yeah,
use for loop, all those things. That's the main idea. Okay. But now we can write the same code using method. So create a method search and just to take the logic out and keep it inside the method. Now, in if condition, you call the method search. if condition, you call the method search. So the search method, you pass the array and key which you want to search. So search method taking 2 arguments. So what is our first argument? It's an integer array. Second is an integer. So this n will come and store into this array n, key will come and store into this key. Now here we are checking whether this key is present in the array or not. If it is present, we are making isFound as true, else isFound will remain false. So what we have to return? Return isFound. If the element is present in array, it's going to return true. If the element is not present in array, it's going to return false. Then what is the return type of search method now? What is the return type of search method?
Boolean.
Very good. What is the return type? What is this isFound variable? It's of type Boolean. So what is the return type of search method? Boolean. Okay. Now, since main is static, if I want to call any other method directly in a static method, this also should be static, which I discussed in the last class. More about this static keyword I'll discuss when we come to object oriented. Now, when I go with methods, we can even reduce the code. How to reduce the code? You need not take this Boolean variable at all. If the element is present in array, what I should return? True. So simply directly say here, return true. Return true. So if the element is present in array, simply say return true. Once we come out of for loop, and if you are not returning true, indicates the element is not present in array. So what we return here? False. Return false. That's it. Simple code. Run the code. If I go with values like 5, 8, 6, 4, 7, the element which I want to search is 6, it will say found. If I run the code again, so 5, 8, 6, 4, 7, the element which I want to search is 12, it will say not found. Right? So practice this piece of codes. Methods are very, very important. Okay, write the codes whatever I'm giving using methods. Clear? Any questions? No. One small note. When you are declaring an array and providing size directly, goes with error. We cannot provide size directly in arrays without new. And if you are allocating memory for array using new but not providing size, goes with error. Even not providing size also using new goes with error. If I go with size as 50, we can store maximum 50 elements only. We cannot decrease the size or increase the size. So arrays are fixed sizes. Arrays are what? Fixed sizes. But in reality, we cannot go with fixed sizes. That is a place where we use collections. So in future, we will be learning very, very important topic to collect the elements, that is collections. Okay. Let me go with assignment. Place. Write a program to find biggest, second biggest, smallest, and second smallest, from the given array. Means to take an array with values 5, 8, 6, 4, 7. What should be the output here? Big equal to 8. Second big equal to 7. Small equal to 4. Second small equal to 5. Right? So when you run this piece of code, this output we should get. Right? Next class, we'll start off with the very, very important topic, object-oriented programming. We start with what? Object-oriented. And that will take 5 classes to us. And from next class onwards, even I'll discuss solution of previous assignments also, whatever I've given. So what will be, next class will be? Next class will be on Monday, is 29th April at same 7 a.m. IST. For people who are in US or Canada, it is Sunday evening. Remember, don't miss out. It is Sunday evening. Thank you all. Thank you very much and happy weekend. Thank you all.